Good morning traders, it's Mark here from Crypto Collective. I'm going to run you through this morning's technical breakdown. Okay, so we sent out a few charts a couple of days ago and they are moving as planned. Let's just take a quick look at those. And more importantly, Ether has just smashed through 3,000 over the weekend. Where next? Well, it looks like there's plenty more upside there, guys. Okay, so let's take a look at Sol. What did we forecast and what were we looking out for? So the previous video where I've put CTL break, we actually put look for a momentum break. We got our momentum break. So this was a classic sign for anyone that wanted to be looking for basically long opportunities. So we've got the momentum break. Now, depending on trading styles, there is opportunity to buy as we broke with momentum, or as we start to retrace, then start trying to define that lower or higher low where that might come in. So how do we look for these things? Well, it's quite simple. Basically, we're just defining where the correction is coming to an end. So in theory, the market could continue correcting like this. And all we're saying is we want to be involved in this market when we see that momentum push through. And it's just identifying when this correction period is coming to an end. And then we look to see the market press on and create new highs. Now, we're just trading with momentum. So you can see that previously we had a similar market setup here. Market broke with momentum and then we pushed on. We've gone from $25 to 48, so basically 100% increase in value, doubled its value. Now, where could we potentially go looking at this? Well, if we just bring in our fibs, just start looking for that 1272 extension, we can see that next sort of stop is going to be around the $56 mark as a fail-safe, and then 65 is where we'd be sort of focusing on, because we're talking new highs here. So you haven't got any sort of parameters to work with other than measured ones. Now we could look at a measured move itself, which is just basically measuring this, identifying where the correction period came to an end, which that's the lowest point, and you can see it ties in nicely with the golden ratio. So a very nice sort of ABCD forecast here in terms of the market, potentially going up to 70, but I would be looking at just underneath the $65 just to hold a small percentage of the trade. So we're going to look, we'll take some money off here, we'll rotate and we'll be managing our stops accordingly, and then take some money off as we approach the golden ratio. And then that's down to yourself as traders, whether if you're in this trade or not, whether you like to leave a little bit on in case you get the home run. So what other charts did we send out and what's moving? Well, DODO, we said, are we going to see DODO fly one more time? And that we are. We were forecasting $6. When we sent out the video, we were sort of around the 3.6, and we were highlighting, let me just remove these because this is from old analysis. We were highlighting that there was a point of control. You know, we are sending these charts out on Twitter as well, so you should be able to see any charts on any of our social media platforms. Now, I highlighted a point of control which was around $4, and you'll see that with all these market opens and closes on the weekly candles. You can see how price is gravitating towards this one price, and all we're looking for was a confirmed break above. Now, anyone that got involved when the base was formed, fantastic. It's a great space to be in. This is a market that I do want to hold for longevity, but it's also, I'm looking to trade this as well, so I have different objectives with different trading accounts, and I'll be looking to see this come up in towards the $6 barrier, where we could potentially see resistance from not just the ascending trend line, but also where we've seen strong sellers come into place. But right now it is definitely an altcoin bull market, so looking to ride these moves as far as they possibly can go. So Dogecoin is looking DODO is looking super healthy. We'll be managing accordingly. Now, remember, if price does run up to $5, $5.20, and you want to take some profit off, that is your prerogative. You know, remember, you shouldn't be trading if you don't know what you're doing. But these videos are purely for educational services. Now, I will be looking at reducing my exposure always, especially if I have an uncharacteristic large candle. I'll look to reduce some of my position, and hopefully after that we might even get a little pullback to re-enter and maximize our compounding growth opportunity if we can pull back down into the 4s or 4.1 I'd look to add back in and trade that towards the $6 mark. But you know, if the market just keeps going, so be it. It's a win-win. As long as you're taking profit along the way, you can never decimate an account if you're always banking. What else are we going to look at? Well, why not Ethereum? It just continues to go. So I was wrong. Remember, these patterns that we look at, I was forecasting price to get to 3,000 and then we might see a correction. I also said that at 2,700, 2,800 I wanted to be taking profits, which we did. I've missed out on, in theory, another 10% growth. Now, look, I don't mind missing out on this. Remember, it's all about probabilities, and we see these patterns forming, and it gives us a probability that the market will potentially have an outcome. Now, the probability means that, yes, we would expect it to break to the downside at some point. The fact is it's broken to the upside. Was I wrong? No, it just means that the opportunity with the lower probability in this term or this time has succeeded. So, you know, it's not about looking at whether you're right or wrong. Is there anything I could have done differently in terms of maximizing my profit? And the answer to that, in terms of the way that I trade and the way I look at the technicals, there's nothing different that I could have done. Now we've broken out, I want to see if today's daily candle holds above all this structure. If it holds above this structure, you know, Ethereum looks like there's plenty more room in this to go to the upside. So looking for price to continue, but only on pullbacks. I won't be buying extensive moves like this. What else did we look at? We've seen SRM, VeChain. Why not Dogecoin? So why are we going to look at Dogecoin? Well, interestingly, we've got the Doge father himself on Saturday Night Live next week, or this week I should say. Now we're on Monday, and you know, will he start promoting Dogecoin through his social media channels? And if so, we could see a pretty healthy spike in this. But remember, it's going to be probably one of those buy the rumor, sell the news. So if we do see any huge spikes, I only have a very small position in Dogecoin right now because, you know, I scaled out on this big move over here. I did buy a little bit more. I mean, nothing massive through these dips here as we started to see momentum coming back in, and I'll look to exit this one if we get a big spike up. Whether that's the right thing or the wrong thing, you know, at the end of the day, if it's profit, it's profit. Another chart that we like is Rune. We've spoke about this several times on various videos. I think right now the next thing is we want to see a clear break of $17. We saw this ascending trend line break with Bitcoin's breakdown the other week, but as we forecasted, we think Bitcoin's going to head towards 60.62, and at 60.62 we'll decide whether we're going to start looking at reducing exposure. So as we see it right now, Rune, I'll be looking at above $17. If we get above $17, then there's going to be plenty more upside here. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin. So, you know, look, we can see back in April 24th, we were forecasting price to potentially run up towards 62,000 when a lot of people were calling it down to 35. We thought that this was a little shakeout, and we'll see price running up towards 62. Now at 62, it's going to be, we're going to see how the market reacts, because in theory, you know, this is just a forecast that we could see that deeper correction when price gets up here. Now, it is only a forecast. We need to see how price reacts, because if price then takes out this high over here, ultimately we're going to keep seeing the market push higher. So just be wary of 62,000 on Bitcoin and start to see how the market reacts. Alright guys, well remember, that's it from us here at Crypto Collective. We are not financial advisors. We are here, we are a team of crypto enthusiasts split into fundamental traders that look at concepts behind each coin, long-term objectives, and etc. And then you have myself and my other traders that we look at the charts and we form a technical perspective, and we're just looking at giving this information to you so you can see what we're doing from an educational point of view, and then you can look into that information and make an educated assessment. On that note guys, have a great bank holiday if you are here in the UK and other parts of the world that are enjoying bank holiday today. Hopefully you can make plenty of money on Bitcoin or crypto assets. If not, just enjoy the weather and enjoy the free time. Take care. Bye bye.